and welcome to Checkpoint Reach, a weekly show where we discuss and play games, talk news, reference TV and movies, and just rant about life. Thank you all so much for joining us. I am your host, Lex, along with my co-host here, Ernie. Ernie, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome back. How are you?
Hello, my friend. I am doing fantastic. Thank you. How are you?
Doing good, man. Thank you. I'm. It's a little warm. It's been warm these parts of Cali. Oh wait, I shouldn't dox where we live.
I mean, California is a big place, but you're fine.
I know. Hey, you never know. Dude. You never know.
Thank
you.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's funny that you said that it's been hot. I've been like today. It was like pretty like it was nice. It wasn't a bad day.
I was in the middle.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, but you know, I think we're supposed to be getting some rain soon. But hey, we need it. Dude, we finally got an exciting episode ahead. It's a long-awaited, I would say, long-awaited episode. I'm sure by now you all know we'll be talking about in the next half. In the second half of this episode, which will be Ghost of Yōtei. A little deep dive here. Ernie, you finally did it.
I did.
We'll get into that in a second. But before we get into it, dude, I wanna start with some news that just kind of came that broke not long, maybe about 2 days ago now. And I just want to make sure we mention it because it's kind of big news, right? GTA 6 is pretty much confirmed that it will no longer be some delays. I believe Rockstar or Take-Two, their earnings call or whatever happened, they said that they're going to be starting marketing in the summertime. They're gonna market in the summer. But dude, great. All right. I mean, I know everyone was really worried that GTA 6 was going to get delayed again. I think you and I were kind of like, it's all right if it happens because we have plenty to play, but also I want to play this game.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts, dude? Are you excited? You happy?
I am. I mean, the bit here and there, because like I really was excited to see, like, kind of if we were going to be able to have more time to play other games that we haven't actually played, because there's a lot on the roster that's like kind of out that we haven't actually dove into. So I was curious to see what we were going to be able to play. But now if GTA 6 is going to come out this year, like for a fact, and like we're there, like it's going to be interesting to see what games kind of get out of the way. Like we talked about this, right? It's like Grand Theft Auto 6, when that drops, it's like games are going to just try to get away from all that. Like it's just going to be a thing. So that's what I'm more curious about, to see like kind of like where we are now after, hearing that, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're always going to be behind on games regardless of what game comes out. I mean, there's just we're never going to, I mean, look, we've had plenty of time. We're going back to old games that we played, right?
Definitely, dude. I mean, it's kind of tough. It's like there's not enough time, right, to play all these games.
It's just not. But you know what I am excited about more is that the game is supposed, I mean, who knows? There could still be a delay. We're not saying 100% that it's coming out. They just said they're pretty confident. But I think the most exciting takeaway for myself is it's going to come out PS5, and I'm not going to have to buy PS6 to play it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's working. I forgot about that, dude. You're so right.
Which again, we're probably not going to expect PS6 to 2028, hopefully 2030, because I think we still need more time with the PS5. Obviously, we've talked about this before. But yeah, I think that was one of my things. Like, oh, good. I don't know. Because imagine that. Nope, it's a PS6 game, which they wouldn't do. But
I mean, yeah. Well, there's two things, right? I mean, like in terms of like that being a PS6 game, I don't think we're gonna get a PS6 for quite some time now because of the whole RAM shortage thing that's going on and like the hiked up prices. And I was telling you this prior to the episode, but someone was speculating that by 2028 we'll be back to like regular prices for RAMs and random access memory, which is a RAM that you put on your computer, right? That's going to go down in price in the year of 2028. Like they'll catch up at that point. And so I think we'll get probably a new console around that time. But again, I mean, this game's going to be a PS6 game for sure. Like Grand Theft Auto 5 was the Xbox 360 PS3 game, went to PS4, went to PS5. The only console that I missed was freaking Nintendo Switch, which I'm really surprised about. I feel like it will drop on GTA 5 will probably drop on Switch too. Because like right now, it seems like Switch is having like this really big like oldie but goodie sort of like resurgence of games. Like I think they're bringing like Fallout 4, Sky Oblivion, the remastered, right? I mean, they're not that old, but you know what I mean. Nintendo Switch is getting a few two is getting a few games, so that's always cool. But we'll see.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. Yeah, I'm excited, and also there was like a rumor going around that, and I don't know if they confirmed or not that this is going to happen, but I think they debunked this theory, but they were saying that it was just going to release digital, and then a couple months later they would release the physical copy, which I was like, no, that's. I mean, I think we're going to get a digital anyway, but I would like to have the physical version, depending if there's a steelbook or not. But I think they debunked it now. That's not the case, but you know that can change. Who knows? Because I think you even mentioned they're going to sell more on the digital, and it costs more to get the physical copies out. But
yeah, I mean, I was telling you that if it was any game that would like do this, it would be GTA. Like for them to actually, you know, bring out a game like digital and also like had a higher price range, it'd be probably Grand Theft Auto, and people would pay for it, and people would be like bothered, but they'll still do it. It's kind of like Nintendo, right? They'll get away with a lot of stuff. I don't want to give them any ideas, but you know what I mean. Kind of.
What's gonna get someone less ivory back scratcher?
Yeah, right.
But dude, yeah. A little Simpsons quote there. But yeah, dude, love that news. Love that for us gamers, right? Let us know in the comments if you're excited. I mean, I know not everyone. It's funny because like you think with GTA, like everyone just plays that game and knows that game, but there's some people out there that haven't played those games and don't touch those games, right? They don't really care for them. So I'd be curious to hear from the listeners what are your thoughts on this, and if you're excited, or you can care less. But hey, let's keep it moving, shall we? Let's talk some games we've been playing since the last time I seen you. It was not long ago, but besides Ghost of Yōtei, Ernie, what other games have you been playing?
Man, I've been diving into a couple of games. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Legends EA. I got back into it recently, and I've just been randomly playing that game, and it's been scratching this itch that I keep telling you guys about, where it's just like very simple, nothing crazy, just kind of like point A to point B, and it's getting more difficult because they have like a ranking system in this particular version of the game where you go into these little like sort of sections at nighttime where it's a battle royale and it's a bunch of Pokemon trainers scattered around, and you basically rank up defeating all of them. And I ranked up to like level, like they go by letters, so I'm like level like Y or something, or X, I think, something like that at this point. I think it's Y though. But so like obviously the trainers get a little bit more difficult, and depending on what kind of Pokemon you have, you know, they have their own weaknesses and all that. But it was cool because I was playing the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually having it was like when I was a kid and you played Pokemon, you know, you would grind to get to a level, but at some point you would go to the like the gym and challenge this particular trainer, and like, you know, like depending on what they have, it's like hard. And I had that like moment, but it wasn't like crazy hard, but it was like, it was kind of difficult, and it was fun. And I was like, I remember like I was like, I mean, I'm a mouth breather, so you'll hear me breathing, and I was like, like breathing this game, and I was with my wife. She was next to me in bed, and I was playing. Dude, it's been a lot of fun playing that game. I also started playing a little bit of Call of Duty again. I was telling you this, that I've been itching for an arcade shooter. Battlefield 6 just is not cutting it. That's not what I'm looking for. So what I ended up doing was downloading Warzone. I just got the free weekend as of record. They're doing a free weekend for Black Ops 7. So I'm going to give that a chance. I did play the beta. I'm curious to see what they've done with like any changes. So I'll play that for like the weekend to see how I like it. If I like it, I'll probably buy it. But right now, I'm itching for that. Like, I've always been an arcade shooter lover, and Call of Duty's just like the best at that. Gunplay and just, you know, that arcade style that I want, and nothing has topped it, which sucks, because I would love for something to like be exactly like Call of Duty clone that's better than it, but it's not a thing. Everyone does their own thing. It's like Titanfall could have done that, but it's like Titanfall did mechs, you know, or you know what I mean. It's like it's never the same thing. So yeah, I've been playing those games, and then just kind of chilling, studying a lot. My finals, I'm on finals weekend or week, sorry, and just been doing that a lot, reading. What about you, my
Final
friend? What
boss.
have you been doing?
So, dude, I've been all over the place in my game, so I'm only gonna focus on a couple because there's some I want to talk about, and I've talked about it with you.
Mm.
One specifically, Death Stranding 2, right? I'm trying to get back to it because I do want to beat this game. And it was one of my anticipated games of last year, and it's just the way it happens. And I was telling you, like, I love this game. I do really like it, but it's really hard to just jump into it because it's one of those games where you don't know how long you're going to be, right? There could be a long cutscene. There could be a long trek to where you need to go. But it's so funny because then once I get on it, I end up spending more time doing like little things here and there because I'm just so into it and immersed in the game. And now that I have like this big vehicle that I've literally brought it with me everywhere, I'm just taking it everywhere I go. I can pack it up with cargo, and I'm just going. And I have so much extra cargo that I don't need that's just sitting there that I just haven't had a chance to deliver because it's just fix it up on the way. So I think it's great. I think I don't know if I'm in the halfway point yet, but I think I'm about 18 hours in, which is pretty wild to think. I think I'm on chapter 7. I don't know how many chapters there are. I want to assume there's 15. I think that's how much there was in the last game. But it's such a good game. It's so much fun. But again, it's just for some reason every time I'm like, do I want to play this? Do I want to play this? And when I do, it is worth it. It is worth it, my friend. Another game that I've been started up, and I haven't played much. Silent Hill F, dude. I went back to it. I do want to say I did this part with the scarecrows. It was terrifying. Ernie, I was like, dude, this is so scary. I don't like this. And I think I was by myself at home, and I was like, I just want to get over this. And I sent you a picture, I think, and I remember seeing this on the trailer and seeing that section of, that's gonna be terrible. And let me tell you, it was very scary.
Did you finish it or no?
I got through the section. So what it is basically you're in this open field and you read a sign and it tells you like, oh, not a friend, don't trust, or I think something like that. And so you have to match that caption with the scarecrow that matches that description. So like say, oh, this person is envious of these people, and you like pick the one that's looking at the two people or something like that. I don't know if I described that well. And if you choose wrong, it comes alive. And if you choose correctly, it contorts and points you which way you need to go. You got to do this like 4 or 5 times. And I there's one point where I had like 5 of them on me. I was like,
Like, that's crazy. Did you get to the point? Well, obviously you did, because like so when you're trying to figure out when you turn away from them, or when you turn away to try to find the one, you can hear in the background like something's chasing you. I have. I told you I was talking. I actually recorded the audio to tell you about it today. I just haven't sent it to you. And gotcha. I had done it, and I was like, it's funny because you were telling me about it, like I didn't know, and I'm like, how do I tell them that I've done it? But you haven't heard the audio, but you know now. But so I did it with my wife, and it was funny, dude. I'm telling you, dude, this is crazy. But like my wife figured it out. Like we only had like it jump like maybe once or twice on us. But it was like she had caught it. Like she's like, okay, choose this one. Okay, choose, and it was always there, but you could still hear the, they're coming or whatever at you.
That's pretty. Because I didn't hear the footsteps. I'm like, what is that? And I don't see anything. And then I would do my thing, hear it, and then I'd look, and then you just see one from the distance getting closer and closer. I'm like, God, I hate this game.
Dude, it's such a good moment in the game. I freaking love it. I thought it was so good.
It is creepy. And then this next section I'm in, I stopped. It's like you have to run around this dark room. But either way. So I'm right there. I just wanted to tell you that. Now, the last game I want to get into, I want to update everyone on my Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus.
Oh, man, yeah.
I've been playing this game. You can play this game as part of the classic catalogs in the PlayStation Premium. Or, I mean, you can buy it as well. And the nice thing with this game is, I think I talked about it in one of these episodes, you can save at any moment. So you can just pick up exactly where you left off, and I would do that a lot. You can also rewind the gameplay if you really need to. Finally, I was at the second to the last main boss of the game. I was like, all right, I'm gonna come back to this later. And there was a point where I did so many annoying levels where I was saving it so often and reloading the game just so I didn't like lose my progress, or because there's some frustrating levels. I think I was telling you about the racing one. There's also this one where you have to get these chickens, which is even more frustrating than the racing one. But however, so after I came back to play, I was like, you know what, I'm all right, I'm going to play the rest of this game. I got to the main menu. I loaded the game up. I was like, all right, cool. And then as soon as I loaded it, it went right back to the main menu. I was like, what the heck? Why did I do that? That's weird. So I went to go load it again. Maybe I just chose something wrong. I went to load it again. I noticed the save. I saved over the file, and it basically erased everything that I had in the game. And I was like, no way.
Dude, that is so disappointing. Dude, that sucks so much.
So sad. I'm like, dude. And I was at the end. I'm like, pretty much. I mean, there was like one more biome or whatever, but I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, what do I do? Like, do I start? I'm like, no, I don't want to redo this because I just literally got all these annoying ass levels. I'm like, I think I should just go to the second one. I have not started yet because of that situation. But let me just bring a warning to everybody: make 2 saves when you're playing. I only had 1, and I think that's the problem. If I had that second save and I try to go back, maybe I can find it on cloud. No, it's just because I think it's a classic game, and that save, the way it saves, it's just not. It doesn't work that way. So
yeah, 2 things, my friend.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Well, that's not one of the things, but I did that with Yōtei. Remember, there was an issue where I couldn't get to the part of a level, and when I had to find a particular Yōtei, and I couldn't get past this part. I'm like, where am I doing? I'm going the right way. Like, I'm looking at a video, it looks everything's like the right way, but I was supposed to go a different route to get to it, but I made 2 saves because I was so scared that I was going to lose all my progress. And it's funny that you say that. It is a smart thing to do. I used to do it with Elden Ring. I used to do it with Skyrim, multiple saves just in case anything would go wrong, because at least for Skyrim, there was problems, issues, but that was the ass game, you know? The second thing, dude, losing a save is heartbreaking, and it's crazy because you did it to yourself, but you did it unwillingly, obviously. I don't know if you've ever had this, because obviously you and I have siblings. Have you ever had your brother erase your save on a memory card?
So luckily, my brother didn't game it as much as I did back in the day. But there were times where, yes, he would load up a game and start from wherever I was, and then, I don't know, or something, right. Yeah, so, sorry, I should have just said yes. But luckily, it didn't happen too often. But yeah, no, exactly. It happened to myself, and like I said, I think because when I was playing before, I was just doing the load save so fast that when I went into load back in, I just wasn't even thinking. I just saved over. I was like, no. Luckily, I will say those games are short because they're older. I think they're only like maybe 8 to 10 hours if you're a completionist or whatever. But eventually, I would like to go back to try to beat it. But gosh, I'm just like, I can't go back to it now. I'm just gonna jump to the second one. I beat it before, right? I mean, it's been a long time, but even then, I was like, man, it sucked. I was pretty bummed. So
I bet, dude. It sucks because, especially because you're at the tail end. You know, it was like me with Guardians. That happened with me too, right? Never finished the game because of this like glitch, and it was crazy because I got to the point. I'm like, man, I'm never gonna play this game, and I went back, and the glitch fixed. And so I could continue to play. I continued to play. Another freaking glitch happened. Couldn't get past the freaking that glitch. And I'm like, what the hell's wrong with this copy of the game? It was the PC version that I had bought, and I never beat Guardians. And what a fantastic game, dude. And I'm sad that I never got to beat it, but it's just them's the rules, you know, I guess. Them's life.
What's more frustrating, right? Like you overwriting your save, or just because the game doesn't work? I feel like the game not working.
I think the game not working because that's not on your. Sorry for cutting you off, but that's not your fault. Like it sucks to say this to you, but you did it to yourself, right?
Yeah,
you did it. Like it wasn't like the PlayStation did it to you. Had that happened, then I'd been like, dude, that is crazy. I'd been like, dude, that's like throwing the controller type of thing, dude. You know what I mean? Like where it's like.
That's what happened with me with Cyberpunk, right? Like I played and I've gotten to a certain level where it's just, I'm like, seriously, like I just can't do this. Like, yeah, but
true. Yeah.
Not fun. But hey, it just happens that way. And sometimes, make a double save if you have. Cloud save is nice. I was also would get nervous playing Ghost of Yotei because I'd play on my portal, and then when I switched back to, the actual PlayStation itself, it'd say, "Oh, what save do you want? The cloud or whatever?" And I just had to make sure I was choosing the correct one. Obviously, it was the cloud save. But like you get nervous still in those times, right? You're like, I don't, what's right, but you're also like, still like kind of shaky, right?
Yeah, it's weird. It's strange. I think. Well, I guess we grow up like that, right? I know we're not like the oldest guys in the room, but we're like, we gamed it a lot when we were kids. Sorry, I had a little fly in my face, but I remember coming from the times where we used to have to hard save. Like we saved, there was no auto save for us. Like we did that, and it becomes a staple at some point, right? Even when something goes like, oh yeah, let me it's auto saved. I still save. Do you do that? Like I still save.
I still make a manual save. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
the games where you have to go and actually find a spot to physically save. Right?
Checkpoint reach, dude. You know what I mean?
It all comes full circle. This is it.
That's why we called it checkpoint reached. But yeah,
is a great place to start into our deep dive here of Ghost of Yōtei. I've been talking about this game for a while. You've been talking about it, but now we're finally gonna put all our thoughts together of this game. Before we kind of dive in, I just want to know overall thoughts of the game, bare bones kind of thoughts. You don't have to get super detailed if you don't want to. You can, but we're gonna get detailed later, I'm sure. But what do you think overall? No comparison to the first.
No, I got you. But first of all, dude, I thought you were gonna come in with the little guitar that she plays. I forgot what it's called right now, top of my head.
Jamison?
Yeah. Dude, that's such a...
Dude, that thing is sweet. When you just walk with it and you're just like...
Yeah. I thought you were... Dude, I sound like you were singing freaking... play that funky music, white boy, right now. So, to give you my full, thoughts... And I don't know if we're grading this or how we're doing it, but I guess I'll just do it the way I would want to, but say that again.
The Ernie grade. Your own grade.
Okay. Dude, I loved it. I thought it was a great game. I definitely enjoyed my playthrough of the game. We'll get into more moments of things that kind of bugged me, but it wasn't like anything like game breaking or it dropped my immersion in anything. It was a fantastic game, and I think they improved on a lot of the original. I know you said not to compare, but I just have to because it pertains to what I want to say. But like the combat is so much better. The sceneries, the graphics, the way everything kind of plays out is so much better than the first. The story is a little different. We'll get into that too, but it was such a great game, and I'm so glad that I got to beat it. And I enjoyed the game. I really grew to enjoy Atsu as a character. And I'm glad. I think I spent like maybe 37, 40 hours of the game in order to beat it. And I don't regret it. I enjoyed it. And I'm also, I want to say this because because of my game time with the game, I do want to mention one thing. And that's I'm grateful for Lex. And I know he's going to be like, well, why, Ernie? Because if I didn't have Lex give me a PlayStation Portal for Christmas, which was one of the primary ways that I played this game, I don't know if I would have beaten it as fast as I did. But man, that thing is like so clutch, especially when you're like chilling and just like in bed, and you don't want to get on. I love. Don't get me wrong, I love being on my desk. I love playing my games here. But like when I'm laying next to my wife and she's watching TV, or like we're just chilling or something, and she's on TikTok and pulling that bad boy out and just grinding some Yōtei, hits so different. And I'm so grateful for you because of allowing me to share in this game time. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It was fun.
I thought you said you were appreciative because you took me to the hot springs.
Day. The hot springs. But I just wanted to see how you looked in the hot water. But Lex, dude, good.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Before you get into it, yeah, dude, I'm glad because exactly with me, like I mentioned before, I feel like I'm playing a lot more games having to handheld the dice. And you know what's funny? I actually haven't been playing the Portal as much. I've been actually back on the Asus, funny enough. But it's a blessing to have those things because, I absolutely love playing on my monitor. It just looks so much better. Like I said, I switched when I played like the end of Ghost of Yotei to my monitors to get the full big thing. But yeah, dude, it helped. It helped a lot. And yeah, being able to just chill if you're watching TV, so much easier, right? Just like, oh yes, it's nice. But yeah, dude, let me I'll get into my thoughts here. Obviously, I feel like I've been talking about my thoughts through the past weeks, so I won't get super into it until we get later. But of course, I love this game. About 50 hours, almost maybe 20 minutes shy. I think I said last time about 50 hours, and absolutely love my experience with the game. I did pretty much everything that was to offer on the island, except for maybe find a couple of the drawings or whatever, or like, gosh, I don't know. There's other little things you can do within the game, but I pretty much did all the big stuff. I would knock out all the area before I continued on to the game, and I was just so to this game. And I remember telling you, I think when I finished it, I'm like, I don't know what to do with my life because this game truly consumed me for a while. I was literally every free moment I had, I'm like, let's get a quick session, boom, 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 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you know what I mean? Whip out the portal, 20-minute session, boom. All right, let's do something. You know what I mean? And gosh, that helped me so much. And just a wonderful game. Love the story, love the characters. Love, just to kind of piggyback on what you were saying, like just the combat felt better, smoother. The exploration felt a lot better. It wasn't as tedious. It just felt like so easy to do. The story, obviously, in some moments is predictable. That's what doesn't mean it wasn't a great story. I still was very happy with the results, and just a fantastic game overall. It's one of those games. It's still there on my PlayStation. Who knows? Maybe I'll jump on it. Maybe it'll be a game that's rare, or when a DLC comes out, I'll actually come back to it. I don't know, depending on it. But you know how it is sometimes when they don't release DLC for like 2 years, you're kind of like, I don't want to go back to that. You know
I know. I have a feeling that they might release it once they release like the PC version of the game, right? Maybe they'll drop some DLC because I know. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think they're releasing a Ghost of Tsushima style Legends thing for Yōtei, if I'm not mistaken, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
that'd be really cool. Yeah, fantastic game. So, I mean, overall thoughts. I want to start here.
Yeah, please.
Let's get the bad out of the way of this game, right?
Okay.
Now, I want to say this. I mentioned the exploration part, and I want to mention this because of what you told me. For me, the exploration and freedom, it was kind of repetitive in moments, but it didn't feel repetitive to me. Like I was very happy doing it. I had no issues, but I know you felt differently, right? You kind of felt like it did get repetitive, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, for the most part, I agree with you, right? I think the exploration was done well, and I think they did it even better than they did Tsushima, because you'd be riding your horse and there would be someone like wanting to talk to you. Kind of felt more like Red Dead Redemption. Like the world is alive. You're not just going through this location to location just to finish this linear story. There was more to explore of this world. And just like Lex was talking about, like he didn't know what to do with himself, was because he was so immersed in this world. He felt like he was Atsu, right? He felt like he had to enact his revenge on the Yōtei Six. And that's the beauty of the game. That's the beauty of art and movies and all that, when you can get lost in a world and in a character, right? And I agree. I agree with you. There was a point in the game, and I think it was my moment that sort of felt like it was dragging on, was when the Kitsune, which is one of the Yōtei Six, it's when you get to a part in the snow, and I'm a big fan of snowy maps in games. I love that. It's so cool, especially when you're like killing people in the blood. It looks really neat in Yōtei. But I think that particular moment, and not because of the snow, but because of the overall story in that moment, it became predictable and it became less enticing for me to want to continue to play the game. And that's where I was having my troubles with in the Kitsune, which I forget what chapter or what part of that game is. It's maybe like 3/4 of the way to the end, right? Something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it's kind of on you, right? It's kind of when you decide to go. It can be whenever, but yeah, to just pick up. I agree. I mean, there was some moments in that area where like the puzzles were just like, these are kind of dumb to have to do. Sorry, go ahead. There's a moment, and we can get into later in the episode with spoilers, where I think I was even telling you when I did. I'm at this part with the Kitsune. I think you'll really like it because it does look really cool, the aesthetic and everything. And I'm like, I can already feel where it's gonna go, and I was right. But please continue.
Yeah, no, same, dude. I feel you. I think it was a beautiful like little thing. Dude, I like the way that it started, but then it lost me, and I've been trying to kind of like wrap my head around why it lost me, but I think it was the predictability and the sort of repetition of go here and go here, and it felt like this was like the part of the game that they added less to, because then when you get to everything else, like when you start from the beginning, there's so much like you said, like there's so much meat and potatoes over here, and then we get to this part, it's like salted, or I mean not even salted, like freaking like broccoli or something, you know what I mean? Like it's just not the best part of the game, which it wouldn't, but the thing is that it could have been. And and so I think it just slowed down for me a little bit there, but yeah, dude, it was really cool. I mean, like you said, again, talking about exploration, but being able to, I think one of my favorite things, Lex, because I mean, I know I don't have a lot of things to hate about this game, to be quite honest with you, except for Atsu's little voice, right? The little we'll talk about that later.
Which I have it on her too. Yeah, her voice, the voice. I'm sorry, but the
voice
choice
is so bad.
for Atsu as a young kid is not great.
It's so weird, strange.
I hate the voice actor for it, but whatever choice they made them do, it's very strange. I thought it was AI at first. I'm like, this is not. It was intriguing. It took me out of a lot of it, to be honest, when it happened. She's like, Jubei.
She's like, Jubei, do you want to collect some mushrooms?
But yeah, it was pretty. I mean, I do want to say, sorry, I don't know if you had something else. My bad.
I did. I was gonna say the thing about the exploration that was my favorite thing was when you're riding around and like again, like there's things in the world that happen, and then there's moments where you save people, or there's people that want to fight you or whatever, because they're all owned by the Yōtei Six, like these areas, right? Mm-hmm. And you finish one of them, and then you're like, talk, right? It just kind of like it just happens, right? They're like, talk, and then and then they'll tell you something about them, like, oh, they do this, or this is their favorite weapon, and I was always like, dude, this is so cool. We talked about this before. I kind of was saying that it was kind of like Mega Man a little bit, where you kind of find like these the sort of like the like their weaknesses in a way. But the thing is, like, I never felt like even their weapons were their weaknesses for the most part, because you still had to, you could use a katana the whole time. You didn't have to switch out. You know what I mean? You could use the big old odachi as well. It's like you really didn't have to stick to the weapons that they were like countering, honestly, if you wanted to make it more immersive and all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, right, Lex, you didn't even have to go get those weapons.
I mean, no, but yeah, I mean, it furthers the story.
But it just helps. We
get a bit. I still want to talk on the bad a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't have a lot of bad either, but I did want to mention, because I know you mentioned this to me, the whole skill tree progression you weren't a big fan of, right?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Thank you. That is another thing I didn't like. I totally forgot about that, because at some point I just kind of leveled up as much as I could. What was that?
Mm-hmm. No, I think, I listen.
Oh, I was like, I thought you were telling me something, and I was like, what is that? One of the things for the game that bugged me was that skill tree, and I remember, like I said, leveling up to a certain point in the game where I'm like, I feel comfortable enough, because I never leveled up the dog, because I didn't use the dog. Like, I kept doing all the stuff, and I did a lot of it. Like, I didn't finish all of it, but I did most of it, and I remember being like, I have enough, but I never use this. I also never used the beginning of a duel, where it's like, you know, you line up and then you know what I'm talking about, whatever that's called. Oh,
you never did the standoff?
Standoff, there you go. I didn't do any of that.
What sucks is, like, when you do the wolf stuff, the wolf does it with you.
Yeah, no, I got it, yeah, and I did it, and it is neat, but it's like, at the end of the day, I was playing it. Yeah, I wanted to fight, but I was playing it more like I did when I was Jin Sakai. Like, where I was stealthy shinobi, you know what I mean? Like the ninja shinobi kind of style.
Yeah.
Good.
I was a big fan of the stand-up stuff. I mean, I didn't use it all the time, but like there was times, I was very stealthy, like you probably were, like you just mentioned. And then, but once they introduced the gun into that standoff, that part was really cool. But anyway,
you're good. I didn't even get to do that. And then, but yeah, so but the skills, the skill tree kind of bugged me because it was tied to doing like the bamboo, right? And also like
You gotta go look for the shrines.
oh, the shrines. That's what it was. I apologize. It was the shrines, but it's a cool idea and it's a way to explore the world, and I like that. I like exploring the world, but I think it bugged me because me as a fighter and doing all these things, I wanted to level up with what I was using, like ranking me up or level me up with what I'm doing. Kind of like they do Skyrim. You're doing the action, and that is what you're like. You're a pickpocket now. Your pickpocketing levels going up. Stuff like that. I think would have lended well to the game because I started to feel at some point. It's kind of like with Spider-Man. We talked about this before, but it's like the more you're leveling up, it's because you're becoming a better Spider-Man, and you start to feel like you're able to do all these cool things as Spider-Man. And with Atsu, I felt the same because I started to like feel so. It wasn't a rhythm, but it was very like one swift motion of how I was battling, right? So I would fight like these big brutes, and I would pull out the Odachi, and then I would like dodge, and then I would pull out my dual katana for like the spear, you know what I mean? Like things like that. It was like very sort of in one motion sort of move, and I started feeling more powerful as the more I got. But I like I said, I would have wanted to finish everything. But again, it would have taken me away from the story, and I was like, at some point, I was so enamored with what was going on that I'm like, dude, I want to know what's gonna happen. Like, I want to keep going. But it's like I don't want to stay just continuing to, find these shrines. And like I said, I've collected most of them. I think I finished my spear, my Odachi, my katana, and then the other one I didn't finish. I wasn't able to, the Kingori or whatever. What's called the ball and the little like sickle.
I forgot what it's called, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I honestly I didn't use that one too much. It was really helpful for stealth, though.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Yeah, because when you're far, like when you're hiding, if someone was like a couple feet away, you could just grab them and pull them in.
Oh, that's crazy. Sweet. Was that one of the perks?
I believe it was, but yeah.
Oh, then I didn't get that one.
Because like I said, I did everything, so everything was top to top, so I was able to do everything, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, I get it though. I totally get you on the skill tree thing. For me, I didn't really mind it as much because I just felt like I just had to get everything for myself. I'm like, I just want to upgrade everything and make sure, and that's what I did, and it worked out for me. So, honestly, yeah, that's all the bad I really have about this game. I don't have anything else, and it wasn't even that bad, right? It's not even super crazy criticisms. So let's just hop into the rest of it, right? Let's talk about the characters. We got the main characters. We got Atsu. We got her brother Jubei. We got Oyuki. I don't know the spoiler.
I don't think you should say it.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it.
Maybe towards the end of when we get to the spoiler moment, then you can, because it just, yeah. No. It's crazy because actually I looked up Ghost of Tsushima like images on Google or whatever, and then like there's a big old spoiler, dude, for the ending of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I literally just looked up something and it came out. I was like, oh gosh, but again,
I mean, that's like, I feel like we live in the time now where everyone just like spoils everything. Yeah. We've talked about it like online. They're just like right away.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking there, because dude, I literally had like a choke attack.
Nah, you're okay, dude. Well, let's get into it. Lex.
Go ahead. I wasn't.
Okay.
For Yōtei 6, we have Lord Saito. We have the snake, the Kitsune, the Oni, the spider, and the dragon. Before we get into these guys, dude, based off this Yōtei 6, who was just the coolest to you? What do you think? Like, who did you like the most? Can I start if you don't mind?
Please, no, go ahead. Yeah.
Now, this is a funny one because I just think, I don't know what it is, but it's just the way it kicked off, the snake. And I wish we had more of the snake, but he was just like his.
That's crazy.
I don't want to say horror because everyone's like, oh, you're horror farming, but he literally was, dude. And
dude, he's hard. He's dope. He was dope. Yeah.
Like, I remember when I played the game in the beginning, and it's not much of a spoiler because it's just literally the beginning of the game of how this whole journey sets off. You see Atsu, right? And then it flashes and it shows all the Yōtei Six just staring at you. That was like, oh my gosh, I'm in. And I know the dragon comes up to you. Now the snake. The snake he's basically a tutorial for you right in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
But gosh, it's so well done, and instantly I was like, yes, this is the game. And it's so funny because like all the other members are all like souped up, beefed up, and whatever, but the snake is literally bare bones, old dude, drunk. He's like, and he's still a badass, dude. Like that. I wish we had more of him, but it set it up so darn well. And it sounds like you're going with the snake as well.
I am, dude. So I have two choices because I was thinking about it the way I was when I was playing the game. Because for me personally, the first introduction of the snake, like you said, was so freaking cool. It was so different than I expected it to be. And I think you and I were texting each other at this particular moment where you're like, you're going to love this the beginning of it. It's going to be so sick. And I hadn't played yet. I think I was like doing something and I wasn't able to get into it. But dude, yeah, the snake is so freaking dope. And he's like drunk and he's high. Like his story is like, if you get little notes about him, like he smokes opioids or whatever. And so that's why he is the way he is. And so he's a little crazy. So he's just always laughing at you and laughing at the situations. And he almost gets you too. He's about to kill you. You end up surviving that first interaction with the guy. Right. But I also I was thinking about it with Atsu, and when he was the character as Atsu, and like I was thinking like who's Atsu's like the one that I enjoyed like for Atsu as a Yōtei Six, and like the one that I really dug. Man, I always forget the name. I'm so sorry, but it's the big guy, huh? The Oni. Thank you, the Oni. I really liked the way that they handled the Oni for Atsu, and he's not like sorry if I may get into this, I'm sorry, a little rant here, but the reason I enjoyed it was because he's one of the only other characters, because I'm going to talk about this like disconnect with the Yōtei Six, because they're all under Lord Saito's rule in a way, right? But the problem is that there's the disconnect between them. Like they all they run their own things, right? The Oni is the only one or is the Oni, right? Mm-hmm. The Oni is the only one that I feel like he could have been the other Lord Saito. Like he was like he's kind of like the disgraced one in a way, and that's why he's in this particular area. He has the eye that's like cut, and I liked his dynamic with Atsu. Because of when he first challenges her and they're like fighting, he's like about to like kill her, and he finds out who she is, and that whole little section of that moment, I don't want to get into too many details, I don't want to spoil, but I really enjoyed that for like as Atsu when I got to the point of like, oh, I'm immersed as Atsu, this is cool, but as the that personally, because his fight was
pretty tough too. Like I remember, like the first half, I took a pretty big beating, and then there was a second half. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm already pretty low on my spirit here to recharge, and I had to be careful.
Yeah, you have to drink that alcohol, dude. That sake to get that spirit back.
But yeah, dude, no, he's great. Now I want to say this too. This isn't the correct way. I don't know what the correct way is, but I feel like this was the correct way. Obviously, you did the snake first. I did the Oni next. I did the Kitsune. I did the spider and the dragon. Then I did Lord Saito. I felt story-wise, for me, that was the correct way. I think you said you did it a little differently, right? You said you went to Lord Saito first, and then that's very early. And I'm like, really? That's so early.
Yeah, but so you met him up, and I kept telling you, and you're like, nah, like you didn't believe me. It felt like, but I think you were just messing with me. But I did the snake, and then I did the Saito mission before I did the Oni. It was like a Saito thing, and I might be wrong. I forget how it went down because it's been a while since I played that particular moment in the game. And I remember when I did that, I told you, I was like, I met up with Lord Saito already. You're like, what? Like, how did you even meet up with him? And I'm like, I don't know, this is a particular moment in the game, but that's how I did it. And then eventually I went to the Oni. Again, I don't know if there is a way, because I know I've mentioned like the Mega Man sort of where you can kind of choose your own adventure. I don't think it is. I think it has to go within a story beat, because if not, it would not make sense towards the end with Saito and the sons, right?
I think there's also parts where it's like, oh, you need to go probably talk to this person before you start. I will say too, but I was kind of like confused by as you go through the members of the Yōtei Six, all the people that you encounter, like the mercenaries, they're always like, you're the one that killed the snake. It's like, okay, but I just killed the Oni. I just killed the Kitsune, like, but they always said the snake. I don't know if you
Yeah,
noticed that.
same. Yeah, I did notice that too. I thought I was the only one.
Which is fine, but I'm like, why aren't they mentioning the other ones? I think one
Maybe
time they mentioned the Oni to me, and I was like, oh, okay, there it is. But after
was
that,
it the area? Maybe.
maybe I don't know. I feel like I always got the snake though. Or they just say Lord Saito wants you. But dude, let's talk about our hero, shall we?
Yeah.
Now, at first you weren't 100% convinced on her, right?
No, I was there with open eyes. I didn't really hate that. It was like, because I know a lot of the hate was like, oh, it's not Jin Sakai. It's like
I'm not saying that. I felt like you weren't connecting with her at first, is what I'm saying. Not because of all other thing else, but
no, I think I just kind of needed to kind of grow to enjoy her a little bit more, because at the beginning she's very kind of like stoic, right? She doesn't have a lot to say. She's not really kind of, she's not a character. Yeah, she's not really there to kind of like show who she is as a character just yet, until you get to kind of play a little bit more as her, and like the story sort of unfolds and you kind of figure out who she is, what happened to her, why she's there, all that stuff. That's when you start to kind of get a connection with her. But yeah, in the beginning it's kind of like it's just this random girl you're playing as. And
sorry,
then, like,
I'm not trying to say that you hated her. I wasn't trying to say that. I was just like,
no.
I remember you saying something like, oh, it's taking me a minute to connect, and I see what you're saying.
Because in the beginning, like I although as cool and sick everything was with her, I started the game and I'm like, why is she that good? Why is she so good at swordplay? Like, why is she like able to fight? Like, it just kind of like started, there was no. It's just like, why am I supposed to like her right now? And like I said, as the story unfolds, you start to really grasp this character. And I thought it worked really well. I thought it was, it was really cool. And again, it's another revenge story, right? Another Sony revenge story. Yeah.
But I mean, I had no problem with it. Yeah, I think also, like you said, she grows on you definitely as the character she meets. I don't know if this is even a spoiler too about her brother. I mean, obviously her brother Jubei, right?
Me or everyone else?
I mean, you and I guess everyone else. I mean, I don't even know if it's a spoiler, but it probably kind of is, right? That, I mean, you see him again.
It is a spoiler, but the thing is, if I remember correctly, the way that they handle the story in the game is you have your brother there, and you don't see anything about him till much later that he's like murdered. They shoot him. But you don't see anything about him. Like, that's what you assume. So it is kind of a little spoiler. But I think moving forward, I think you would, like, even when you're playing the game again, like Lex and I have talked about this with the story beats. It's like some of these things that are happening. Like, I texted Lex like, this is her brother, and he's like, oh, how do you know? Like, you can kind of tell.
Yeah, it's kind of an obvious little story beat, but it's still well done when it is done. But yeah, you got a Oyuki, and then you got a lot of side characters. I think we won one that we really liked. What was his name? Was it the
Mad Chorro?
The Mad Chorro, dude. He is hilarious. He's a great side character, and a lot of the bounties and stuff in this game. A lot of great character moments you have.
Dude.
But the music one was really great,
dude. That's one of my favorite. That's like one of my one of the highlights of that game is those bounties, right?
That's definitely the best side. Like, I made sure. I mean, I'm sure you probably made sure to do them all as well.
I did, yeah.
If you're gonna do everything, that's the thing you want to do, because you get a lot of lore. Like, you just hear about these characters. There's one that was really sad where this guy with his bear. I don't even know if it was a person you killed. It's just someone you meet, and then he has his bear as a companion, and then the guy ends up dying. I think you kill him or whatever, and she's, I'll just make sure you come back and check on my bear. And you go check on it later, and it's still there. And I'm like, oh, so sad. It's just waiting for its owner, but he's gone.
Dude.
But a lot of great story moments there. Yeah, dude, I really enjoyed. Now, speaking of the weapons, I know you said you use the katana a lot, but was there any other weapon that you used in your rotation pretty regularly, or you just
the Odachi is the bigger katana, and that's the one that I upgraded first fully, and that was one that I would use consistently. Just, I don't know what it was, but like the feeling of that heavy swing and the weight to it, just it really it lended well to the gameplay, or at least the way I was playing. Because obviously you can play however you feel is the most comfortable to you, but that was for me the best. I think I coming from Elden Ring and all those Dark Souls games, I've always like was big into the heavy sword, and so like I did it with this, and it felt just right to me. But the katana was like always there, you know what I mean? And I think the one that the one weapon that I wish I would have used more, and I felt like wish would have had carried more weight, was the dual katana. The dual katana kind of is really freaking cool, but it didn't feel like I was utilized enough, especially in my gameplay or in my game time. Sorry, but what about you?
No, I agree with you 100%. I was gonna say, like, out of all the weapons, I use the dual katanas the least, and not just because everyone made fun of you for using it. Every time you bust out, they're all, "Oh, two swords," and you're like, "God damn." Yeah, it didn't really fit into my game, but surprisingly, so I like the Adachi, yes, but surprisingly, I really got comfortable with the Yari, the spear. I loved using that thing. It was so much fun to use once you master it, and that was like my heavy rotation. Like I would always go to that thing. A lot of fun on that. The bow and arrows, I think I just stuck with the basic. I never used like the explosives. I never used the poison ones. I don't know. I just felt like it was too much of a maneuver. I'm like, I barely use my bow and arrow as it was. I don't know how you felt with that. And then once you get the gun, though, like the matchlock, dude, that's so fun.
They're very fun.
Throw the. I love doing that too.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, if you're talking like little, I mean, what are those called? Not the kunais, but what are those called? The throwables, I guess you would say. If you're talking about, dude, honestly, the fire bombs are really cool. Like.
But you had to time them perfectly, right? Like there was some moments like you try to whip them out, and you're like, "Oh crap, everyone's close to me," and you'd hurt yourself, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. There's a time where you end up getting them, and one of the I used it as a cheese, like because there was a guy that we fight, and I don't know if it's a spoiler, but we fight this guy, and he's one of the most difficult like fights in the game, even more difficult than Lord Saito himself, dude. And you meet him at this mountain. And I'm telling you, bro, I cheesed as much as I could because that guy was freaking tough, dude. I lost so many times.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I don't know if we should mention his name because I kind of don't want it to I don't know if this is a big spoiler, but it's
I don't
sick.
know if it is because I've seen it all over. But yeah, I agree with you. I would also say the smoke bomb. Now
smoke bomb's dope.
You didn't master a lot of all the skills, but when you did the smoke bomb, it basically puts you back into the assassinate. So you can smoke bomb blind everyone, and you get back into that the function to assassinate everyone again, like you're sneaking on them.
Oh no, yeah, I got that. Yeah,
oh, you did? Okay, good. Cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love doing that. That was like, and you get a little overpowered and overwhelmed. You're like, you know what? Boom, knock out 2 enemies right there in the smoke. I love that for you, dude. Really good time. Yeah. So the other the sickle looking thing is called the Kusarigami.
That's what it's called. Okay.
I mean, I liked it, but I mean, I wasn't like, I didn't use it too much. I did like it for like the wide swings when people were far. I just go, mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what I use mostly. Like I said, the Yati and the katana.
That's funny that you use the Yati a lot, dude. That one's one of the one I used the least for whatever reason. And I had it fully upgraded too. Did you
do a lot of switching of the cosmetics of those weapons? Or did you just not really care? Because there's a lot of
cosmetics.
It'd be like, oh, you like if you do all the master stuff, he gives you his spear, and basically it's the same thing. It's just you're changing how it looks, right? It's a different color.
Yeah. No, I did do that. Yeah, I did that with all the katanas and everything because I was like when I had that's like the one thing I was telling you about with my playthrough with Ghost of Tsushima and Yōtei. I was telling you that my big thing is I love to just get the best armor or for my particular playstyle and like level it up to 100% and try to make it look like I would want him to or want this character to look. And so I did that with her. Like at the end of it, I had this armor. I forget what it's called at the top of my head. I'm sorry. I think you get it. I think this particular armor you get from a bounty and you get it in like the...
Undying Samurai?
I think so. It's like the one oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, thank you so much. It's like you're and he dude, the way that fight looks is so freaking cool, guys. Like I wish I would love to pop it up and just show you guys, but it's so freaking cool. But I got that and I got the white dye. So my character was just all white and I had there's like this it's like a headband that looks like a working woman headband, you know what I'm talking about? It's like blue and like wrapped. You see it with a lot of the girls that are in the world that are like doing something. Mine was blue, but I used that with Atsu.
Yeah, I don't know if you had this, and I think I talked to you about this too, but I don't know if you had a lot of instances where like because I had that Undying Samurai armor as well, and I upgraded all the way to the top. Once I upgraded it, I had to unlock a new set, and I'm like, now I want this armor set. Like this looks even cool. Like
no, I did. Times
to me, I was like, I just loved everything, and I know we talked about this before. I didn't like how your mask stuff didn't stay in the cutscenes.
Yeah.
I guess that's one of the bads I could have mentioned, but like, yeah, a lot of the things you put on is like, and you couldn't always have a hat on with the mask, which I get it, but I was like, man, I wish I could just do it for me. Like that was a Psycho mask too. I was wearing for a while, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think that's the thing too with that armor stuff. Like the armor looks cool. A lot of the armor looked really awesome, but you tie it to your playstyle. That's the thing that I was doing where I was like, okay, well, I'm playing like this mostly. There was one instance where I'm like, maybe I should switch to this because I'm doing more like assassination style stuff. But yeah, for the most part, I always played with that other armor because it just looked really cool and like again, it fit my playstyle.
No, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. There was another bounty that stuck out. I don't know. I think you did this one too, or it's a legend. I'm sorry, you do the tails, right? There's one with I think it's like the red flower, I believe, and like it's kind of like a paranormal kind of version of it.
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. There's one I wanted to mention, but we'll get into the spoiler part of it, which I guess we can hop in. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about. I think we can jump into spoiler territory.
We can definitely, but I kind of want to do one thing because I want to ask this. So both you and I have played Ghost of Tsushima and also Ghost of Yōtei at this point. We haven't played Ghost of Tsushima in a long time, but in Ghost of Tsushima, you have the Mongol villain. I forget his name out of the top of my head. I'll look it up right now, but and then we have, obviously in Yōtei, we have what's his name, Lord Saito as your main villain. I mean, you have the Yōtei Six as well, but which villain do you think is the best from what you recall?
Gosh, that's kind of hard because it's been so long since I played Ghost of Tsushima. I feel like
his name is Koto Kan.
Koto Kan, yeah. I feel like because we were just so focused on him, it was really cool. But it's kind of tough, because like honestly, Lord Saito was cool, but he didn't really. There was other members of the Yōtei Six that I liked better, right? So if I had to choose like between the main antagonist, maybe the Khan, because I feel like it was more focused on him, right? It wasn't a mix of everything, so I wasn't really. Because, like I said, Lord Saito was fine. He was cool, but like I was like, oh, he's the best villain I've ever seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Dude, I'm with you with Koto Kan, and I will show you why I really enjoyed this character in Ghost of Tsushima. But I was a big fan of his of the Mongol, right, taking over, because I felt like his introduction and what he's trying to do in this world, trying to kind of take over everything that's going on in Tsushima at the time is so cool, and I'll show you why right now. I'll set this up for you, but in the gameplay in the beginning of the game, you remember the Mongols attack, right? And so I forget the name of the uncle and all those, but they send their best swordsman to fight Koto Kan, right? I think they send, his name is Kumble, maybe. I might be wrong, but let's check this out.
The uncle.
Huh?
Lord Shimura is the uncle.
Is the uncle? Okay, cool. So I want to show you the scene. Hopefully it's not too loud when you guys are watching this, but you can hear it, right?
I'm still listening. I think I do hear it, yeah. Oh, yes, I do. We're watching a video currently for your audio.
I think they can hear it, honestly. I put it to here.
Oh, okay, cool. There's the con. Is it the con?
Yeah. But look what he does. He just, like, it's so hard. What an introduction, watch. He comes up to him. How to know about Dachi's name.
How do you remember that?
Look at throws oil at his ass. And just fucking...
Dang, I totally forgot about this.
You don't remember this, dude?
Dumb,
It just chops his head off.
Oh,
dude.
Damn, I don't remember that.
And so I'm a big fan of that. And I know it's like really crazy and gruesome, but the reason that I was a fan of it was because at that particular moment now in the Tsushima game, now you know that they're not fighting with honor. And that's the whole point of Tsushima is like they're going to fight in such a different way now, right? And I don't know. I got a kick out of that. I thought that was really cool. But don't get me wrong. Go ahead.
No, yeah, that's cool that you showed me because I did not remember that at all.
Yeah. And yeah, it's a really cool. But and then I mean, he's a great character. But I want to like there's just one more thing because I want to show this clip too. I'm sorry, there's a lot of clips.
No, I was gonna say you could say the Yōtei Six doesn't really have honor either because they freaking
definitely. But anyway, I think it's a little different because of the way that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because of the way that Atsu, the way that Atsu handles everything because she isn't a samurai, and I'll talk about that too right now. Actually, in this particular video that I want to show you, this is why I brought it up. But towards the end of the game, obviously, you're going to meet up with Saito. But he tells Atsu this particular moment, and this was when I was like, okay, this is kind of neat. But Lord Saito tells Atsu, creatures such as you and I cannot resist the call of revenge. And I was like, oh my god, that's hard, dude, because that's the whole thing. So the reason that Atsu is what he did to Atsu was out of revenge, and what Atsu is doing to him is out of revenge, right? But this is another scene that I really enjoyed of Yōtei, and I thought it was a really cool way to kind of like set up the character, especially with their first sort of meeting. I'm gonna play it right now, see if you kids can see it. Can you hear it actually, or no?
No one's talking yet.
No one's talking yet. Okay. Why is it? Whatever. It's not gonna work. Dang it! What a cool scene. That sucks. Whatever. It's not gonna work. I don't know why it's not working. I'd probably look it up, but that particular moment is just her and him talking about. It's the first time you meet up with him, and he's telling you like, "Oh, you tell me with all your battles and all the things you've done for people, was there any lord that made you a samurai?" And he's essentially like talking crap, like because he'll never let a woman hold a sword and all this stuff. And and I think they could have handled this a little better, and this is why I didn't choose Lord Saito as my favorite villain in this series, was because Lord Saito at this particular moment, I feel like he could have used his sort of the way he speaks to people and gathers people with him, because his whole thing is in Yōtei when you hear about him and the people that are following him, they're like, oh, he's promising us freedom, and he's promising us this and that. And like he doesn't do that with Atsu, and I wanted him to try to bring him to her side, and that was. But that particular mode, dude, it's so sick. I wish it would have worked the audio at least, so it didn't work. Anyways, yeah, you can move on. My bad, dude. I just wanted to get into it.
Let's jump into the spoilers, shall we? So yeah, if you're with us now, we're gonna talk spoilers. We're gonna talk some story beats. We're gonna talk some characters that we didn't mention at the top. Yeah, dude. I wanted to. You have Jubei's daughter, which doesn't get revealed till later in the game. Kiku is her name. He didn't want to tell Atsu about her because it just, she was basically a stranger to him for so many years of not seeing each other. Oyuki ends up being a very strong ally in your little group, but she was the original Kitsune. She ended up leaving, and she was there that night of the what do they call it? They always refer to the something tree, right? The burning tree, I think they call it the burning tree.
Yeah, I think it's the burning tree.
But yeah, and then it's revealed later that she kind of helped her in that situation. And there's this part too where I was like, when they revealed that, I'm like, something doesn't make sense, because how did she get to the tree then? If if the Kitsune kind of helped her, but then it does reveal later that the dragon and the spider end up finding them, and like you said, they shoot Jubei and he falls off the. We don't see him anymore.
You're right. It's called the Night of the Burning Tree.
Night of the Burning Tree. That's right. Which is pretty sweet. The night of it, which is everyone knows about it, right? They're we know that happened. So basically, what happened, right, is why they killed them is because the parents left Saito's clan. Correct? That's what it was, right? They left.
Yeah. They left the clan, and because they left, he didn't have his father there to help him, like either create weapons or fight with him. And so because that happened, Lord Saito's family died, his daughter and his wife. And so he blames him solely for that happening to him. And that's why he enacts his revenge. Okay,
that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, so this is why he does it. Obviously, Atsu survives. And that becomes her hunt for the Yōtei Six. She becomes the Oniro, the ghost, basically, because people think she died during the snake battle. But she wakes up, obviously. So basically you get through this whole story, and Atsu kind of she eventually, gets a little bit more, not as stoic, right? Now she has his family. Now she has something to fight for. It's more stakes, right? She's kind of like, there are moments where she does screw over Jubei, her brother, and be like, oh, he's all, come help me. She's like, no, I have to kill the dragon. And he gets like upset about that, right? And he's like, but you're what is it? Niece? Your niece. And she's like, I just can't. And then later on, she ends up, letting the spider go because now she realizes what is truly at stake for her. And I think it's a great turn because, like you said, like Atsu is a character that's very stoic in the beginning. It is a predictable story, right? I mean, most stories kind of end this way when it comes to revenge, but it's very well done. And obviously, Jubei doesn't make it, sadly. So Kiku and Atsu are doomed to this life to be picking mushrooms. What'd you say, Wes? Mushrooms, right?
Mushrooms, yeah. That's funny because that's the freaking spoiler when I looked up Ghost of Yōtei was the picture of Junbei getting freaking... I was looking at a picture of Junbei, and that was the picture that came out, was him getting stabbed, and I was like, oh god.
That's Jubei. I don't know
what is...
Jubei.
Jubei? I thought it was Junbei, my bad. Jubei.
I don't know, but I think it's Jubei. But either way. That's funny. It's funny you say that because I remember seeing a spoiler that Jubei dies, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And I was like, well, it's kind of predictable, but I thought it was gonna happen a lot earlier in the game, than it did.
Oh yeah, right. It is Jubei.
Yeah, but that final fight with Lord Saito was really good. It's really well done. There's a part too where it kind of tricks you where you miss the counter, but it ends up Jubei comes in to help you fight, and he ends up getting killed there. I don't know if you caught that, right? Like when you're there's like a part those parts always frustrate me. I'm, oh man, I missed it, but it's actually part of the story. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like meant to miss it.
I thought that was cool. It's kind of like the God of War thing where it's like, I'm not done with you yet.
Yeah, I do like but it's crazy. Like, is there truly no way to get through it, right? It's like, oh, maybe there isn't. But
no, there's no shot. There's this other cool thing that I don't know if you ever had this happen to you. I didn't have this happen to me either, but apparently if you lose a battle when, how they're trying to, this is like kind of scripted in the game, but like, when you meet those people that are like, Lord Saito has a big bounty on you or whatever. And then like you end up getting murdered by them. I didn't. Not that I was great, but I was not as bad as a player, so I never got caught. But they can when you die, they catch you, and then
I told you this happened to me.
Oh, I didn't know. I forgot that you told me that, but I had heard about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so freaking cool! What a thing I missed! Like I missed that. I didn't get that, and it sucks. Yeah, but it's really cool.
Yeah, you get dragged to a pole and they tie you up and then you escape and you just kill them off like that. Yeah, it was cool. I was like, oh, wow, that's a pretty sweet moment. But I felt failure as well. I'm like, oh, I died to these little group of guys. But hey, sometimes
they're overwhelming, right?
Yeah, there's a lot. And you're just trying to chill, catch a quick spring, a dip in the tub. You know what I mean? So yeah, dude, those are really cool moments in the game. So yeah, but yeah, dude, and then going back to that, I think it's Takezo, right? Takezo on top of the mountain, you have to fight. You said it was a spoiler, but I did want to get into the one where you do the the myths or the tales or whatever, and you do one, and I think you did it right, the one for Jinsekai.
Yeah.
Did you end up doing it? Okay, so yeah,
Mhm.
basically you're going through the whole motion. And you're like, oh, this is an old samurai back in the day. You see his little logo for his clan and all that stuff. You go to his house and you see all that, and you end up getting his sword and dueling it, which is super. It was such a cool moment. And I'm like, gosh, like at that moment, I was like, man, do I go back and play that game? But I'm like, no, I'm not going to. Yeah, it was a super cool moment. Super cool.
Yeah, I think it's neat because like they kind of show. Well, I mean, they tell you what ends up happening to Clan Sakai, right? And it ends up dying. Like there is no more Sakais. I mean, you get those guys in the beginning that are like attack you or whatever, and they're kind of like being like what that shinobi kind of style, like that the assassins, right? But it was sad. It made me want them, or it made me want to have another Jin Sakai story. Like what happened to him after? Like, you don't get me wrong, Atsu's cool, but like, dude, I wanted to see.
I feel like
what happens after.
You would love like an old Jinsekai samurai story, huh? Like
I'd been oh my dude, sold. Oh, dude, sold. Like, and the thing is, like, I don't want him to be a begrudging old man or an old man that is like, oh, I need to find a teenager to freaking train or anything like that. That's not what I want. I just want him to like one last hurrah of like as an older man, like, you know, now that he's learned all these things, it'd be really cool.
It would have been cool to have like, oh, Atsu learn like a skill from him. You know what I mean? Like in the beginning of the game, when you learn, you go up to the mountain, and it totally screws you with the bamboo, right? To use the duel, like it gives you like the most difficult way to cut that bamboo. It does it on purpose, right? Because it wants to train your hand, which I thought was a really cool moment. That'd be cool for that, but I mean, I don't think it would have fit particularly.
No, because it was already so many years after it happened, right?
Yeah, they wanted to do her story, which was great. And again, I enjoyed the story very much, but yeah, I don't know. But I mean, what would you want? Jin Sakai aside, if they do a DLC, which who knows if they will, what would you want to see? Like, do you want to see more Atsu? Do you want to see some of Jubei?
Well, I mean, they kind of allude to it at the end of the game, right? With Atsu, they tell you like, oh, is there? She asks, Kiku, I believe her name is, right? She asks, so there's more story or whatever. He's like, where do you want to hear? And like before you get to Lord Saito, it brings you back like a week or two or something like that. It says, and they kind of tell you these stories of things that have happened beforehand. I think it would be something like that, or like maybe just hunting the remaining Yōtei, or I mean, sorry, Clan Matsumai. No, not Matsumai. What's it? Lord Saito's clan. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like they're all gone.
But I don't know if that's a cool enough story. Like, it doesn't sound enticing to me. Like, I'd rather have, like, something completely different that has nothing to do with, like, Atsu. What's up?
Maybe something with Atsu's dad and how he mingled with the Yōtei Six.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's that. It would be cool to see kind of like Clan Matsu or Clan what's his god, Saito, what they were doing, right? The war.
Or something with the snake, you know what I mean? Like the snake DLC. I don't know. Just something.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
kind of like a Dutch Vanderland sort of like situation, right? Where you start to see where Lord Saito is changing after losing his family and all that stuff. Like something cool like that would be really neat.
Yeah, probably just gonna have her go to some kind of island. An Iki Island.
Iki, dude. I hope not. Yeah, Iki Island was cool. I didn't get to finish that. That's like one of the things I can go back and finish on Tsushima. But it's just every time I like think of going to play that, I'm like, let me go watch videos on it. And I watch like these clips of cool things, and I'm like, oh god, I just want to go back and play the game. Cool.
I started doing it too, and I was like, I had already been playing Tsushima at that point. I'm like, I'm just tired. I don't want to keep going. I want to switch to something else. But dude, speaking of this game, dude, I want to say, is there any favorite moments you had specifically of this game? I definitely want to shout out the beginning. I think the beginning sets the tone for the game, which I think is awesome. I think that's honestly one of my favorite moments of the game. There's plenty of other moments, of course, stand up, but dude, that opening, man, I couldn't get over it. It was just so well done, and just the snake was just such a perfect way to start the game. You know what I mean? Like, like you know, they like I wonder if they're like making it like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. You know what I mean? Something like that.
And
But
I just logged out of the stream thing for you, but I'm good.
what about what is it? What do you have a favorite moment?
I do, man. I'm trying to find it, but it's the one with the musician and that particular what was it called? Do you remember the bounty?
No,
I feel like
Ghost of Yotei.
I'd like looked up bounty and everything too for it, but there's this particular moment in the game where it's one of the bounties and it's a musician, and the point of the say that again.
Soma the Condemned.
Oh, I see it. Okay, so it's some of the condemned, and when you pick up this bounty, essentially what the guy does is to make beautiful music, he has to always murder. So he has to always keep continuing to kill because that's the point of that's the curse basically of his music. And so you find him in this particular location, and he plays what is it, like the flutes, or what is that called? And so he plays the flute, right? And you go through this whole mission and you fight him, and he tells you, once like you die, I'm gonna play you the best song or something like that. It's just a really cool moment. You end up killing him. You end up like defeating him, right? And he's like dying and bleeding out, but he's like, would you do me one favor? Would you let me play a song for you? Or would you let me play my last song, dude? And I was like, God, yes, dude, play me a song, dude. And it's like, you play the guitar or whatever the thing is called, and he plays this thing, and you have to like follow his notes and all that. And I remember doing, and I was like, damn, dude, this is hard, dude. I think I sent you a picture, and I was like, this is probably one of the sweetest moments I've had in this game so far. Yeah. Like, I thought it was really well done.
Oh yeah, I would say that Undying Samurai one as well is really cool. Just the way you're at the caves, you see all the chimes coming in and like the wind. It's just a lot of aesthetically pleasing moments in this game, right?
Yeah, they made that game look so pretty, right?
Exactly. Yeah, just perfect moments where you're like, oh, this is so fun to be up here, especially with Takezo, right? You're on top of the Mount Yōtei, freaking versing him in the snow, and like it starts snowing, you're starting to get hurt more, which is it's such a well done game. I truly really enjoy this game. I haven't had this feeling with a video game in a long time where it just like hooked me like this and just like had me consistently playing and a lot about a game, right? Especially in open world. I mean, we've always talked about we don't really do open worlds anymore because of that reason. We don't want to get stuck in those worlds. We want to do more linear, but this one is just so it gives me hope for the future, right? Of more open world. But yeah, man, is there anything else you wanted to add to this overall Ghost of Yotei talk? Any final thoughts like how I just had?
It's hard because I don't want to piggyback off you the whole time, but it's hard because like we share the same sentiment with the game. I think it gives me hope to see what they're gonna do next, and I'm hoping that they do something completely different, like something that we haven't seen before, but within this realm of like beautiful storytelling and great gameplay and beautiful sceneries and all that. And I think they could still continue to do that. And like you said, I'm hopeful. Like I never doubted Sucker Punch would make a terrible game. I was just taken back because I wanted more Jinsekai, but it's because I didn't know what I was going to get with Atsu. You know what I mean? And that's the point of a good story and a cool character. And I think Atsu lived up to the hype. Personally, I think she was cool. There was things here and there that, they're not like everything, like Jinsekai. Not everything is perfect, but I think they did a great job, and I'm excited to see what they do next. And I don't even know if I want another like Ghost game. Like, what if they do something different? Like, I just that, and I don't know if they'll do that, dude. They gotta get another game company to do that game. But yeah, dude, I'm excited for the future of these first party games. But Lex, dude, I also want to ask the audience thank you for listening this far. If you have, it's a long episode so far, but please sound off in the comments and let us know what your thoughts on Ghost of Yotei were. Did you play the game? Did you enjoy it? Did this sway you to want to play the game, or did this make you not want to play the game? Lex, may I send us home?
Please send it.
Okay, yeah.
I
Please.
thought you were doing it right there.
I was
like,
going
oh,
to, and I was like, I gotta ask first, because what if he's got something to say? I got something to say.
That's what is it? Beg for, what is it? Ask for. Don't
ask permission. Ask forgiveness. Yeah. So to end it here, please give us a like on this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this with your friends. Share this with your family. Share this with everyone if you want to. Just post it on, if you're working on a LinkedIn, you have a LinkedIn profile, just post this subscription channel. I mean, the YouTube channel link. But yeah, and then also follow us on Instagram at checkpoint_reach. There, I know Lex will be there to answer any inquiries you might have. Kind of the best way to find out when we're going to drop an episode, to be honest with you. We do drop one every, Thursday? Friday, right?
We try to stay consistent, but I would say Friday and sometimes early in the week, depending on what the episode, like last week we did High Guard, and just because it was the hot topic, so we dropped it a little early, but yeah.
Definitely, yeah. But send us home, Lex.
Yeah, thank you all so much again for listening. Long time coming with this episode. I'm glad we finally got to do it. I've been itching to talk about it, and we did it in a good time frame before I forgot everything.
That's what I wanted, honestly. Yeah.
No, but it was great. I had a great time with you, Ernie. We'll see you. I'll see you at the Hot Springs, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you all so much. Tune in next week. Checkpoint reached.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.